hope to see come out of this. And this really touches me because I'm studying sociology. So I'm like, wow, I would really love to see what the kids come up with when they're given the materials to build. So let's talk about, how did this idea come to be?
Well, I guess that falls on my side of the table. Actually, I've been in town about just about 10 years. I tried the same thing initially when I hit town with City Youth.
Okay.
And we're now Woods. We never got there because I didn't know my way around town and I couldn't develop things. I didn't have the contacts, so it kind of fell apart. But it's always been my mind since that time.
Okay.
The nicest thing about that entire process with City Youth is one day I got to sit down with about 5 or 6 of the kids in their early teens that were now selected to kind of be the leaders if we did get to do the project.
Okay.
Renell couldn't make it to the meeting, so I was there pretty much on my own with the kids. And we just talked and we talked. And I said, you know, this isn't about me teaching you anything. This isn't about me telling you anything to do. We sit down, and the same thing when we do the exercises. You come up with the ideas. You use your imagination. You get yourself out of the box and let yourself think in a new pattern. And the kids went wild.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Renell walked in towards the end, and he sat down. He sat down and was sitting there with an open mouth.
Wow.
And after the kids left, he just said, "I have never heard these kids talk this way before."
So basically, you allow the kids to take off the restraints,
yes,
take off the blinders, and let your imagination run wild. And let's see what you come up with.
That's why the second level name of the group, it's not on the flyers or anything, but it's always in my mind, is the neighborhood out of the box.
The neighborhood out of the box. Okay.
Right, and what that essentially means is if you go down the north side, you notice that we haven't been putting businesses in there lately.
Yes, ma'am.
So we haven't been putting money. So that way you have to leave the north side to go get your hair done maybe, or to go get a donut, or even a drive-through meal.
Yes.
So the whole point is to get the community excited going, hey, listen, don't forget us. We are very much a part of Jonesboro. We've been here for a long time,
Yes, ma'am.
several generations, and put businesses over here where everyone from Jonesboro comes over, not just for us. We're more important than that.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so it's for me, I think it's a time for the kids to use their voice.
Yes,
to say,
ma'am.
even though you're little, you have a voice.
That's right.
And here's your voice.
You got it.
I want a water slide in my neighborhood.
Okay.
I want a donut shop. Hey, I want a place after church on Sunday where my family and I can eat. If it's a spaghetti warehouse, what is it that you dream about?
Okay.
So that's what I think it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I agree. I grew up in the inner city neighborhoods in Chicago.
Okay.
But what I still can't see here, especially in southern towns about this size, is that neighborhoods don't even have an ice cream store to go to.
Nothing but
And
Baskin
what
Robbins.
pulls kids together most in the neighborhood more than an ice cream store? And we don't even have that.
And we don't have the traditional, like you said, corner stores anymore. You went
Yeah,
to gas
yeah,
stations, but it's not the same as that corner store where you know the owner. They live in the neighborhood, probably around the corner. They might live upstairs in an apartment, but they know you. They know your family. They call you by name when you come in. I see that we're going further and further away from that.
Right.
The shop
Oh,
owners
yes.
no longer know the individuals. The individuals don't even get to know the
Yeah.
shop owners. We're getting away from small business, and this is one thing that I've been studying about, how modern industry has kind of taken over. Everything is being so mass produced on a larger scale that we're getting away from that interpersonal aspect of it.
Well, this is so true, because when you talk to some of these bigger stores like Kroger or Walmart, and you want them to do something for the community, they say, well, that'll probably take 6 or 7 weeks because we got to put it up to the guys that make
Yes.
these big decisions. Well, he's not here in this town.
Well, the cool thing is you don't want the kids on the north side to drive around Jonesboro, see the development of the city. I mean, we've got building, they are expanding the city all different directions. And I feel like the north side's been left out. And so to be part of that, because I'm also on the hub, which is for the homeless, and I'm also on the board for Habitat for Humanity. So what I see a lot on Habitat for Humanity is people saying, I'm never going to get picked. I don't want to apply for a house because like life has beaten them down. So this is a way to say, hey, you have an equal voice. We are all equal.
Okay.
We are all one. Here's your chance. You say this and I will go and fight for you with the city, and we'll make something happen that will excite your neighborhood and your family.
That is wonderful.
Well, to stay on this track now, because we got off on it. Okay, aside from NJNI, I am on the Downtown Jonesboro Association and the Design Committee. I'm a member of the Metropolitan Planning Organization Citizens Advisory Committee, and I'm a member of the Community Block Grant Program, again, Citizen CDBG.
It's everywhere.
But through those things and some of the meetings I go to, I get to see personally exactly what she's talking about. I never hear any voices talking to these groups that represent the north side. You go to a meeting about the sidewalks. It took forever to get someone to mention the north side. And here's the real kicker. I really shouldn't say that, but I'm going to anyway.
Say it.
In my normal fashion, when we were talking to MAPC about the sidewalk issue versus putting all the big apartments in, and they didn't know what to do. And one guy even admitted, we got to talking about the condition of the streets around Bills and that, and how a lot of things are not readily accessible in that area. And one of the members said, I didn't know anything about this.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it's important for a neighborhood to get organized and have a voice, because then we could go forward, and I will help do it from where I sit on these committees to get the north side truly represented.
Well, I'm hoping with this project that you all are putting together, and let's give the name. We didn't give the name of the event or project. It's called My Neighborhood Building Project, brought to you by North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative, calling all children ages 8 to 17 years of age. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in a city you created? Well, here is your chance. All right, so then we'll give the date and time. Now, I will say that you need to register your child by July 24th, which is next week. I don't have a calendar in front of me. July 24th. Okay, in 2 weeks. Okay, so you have 2 weeks to get your child registered for this event, ages 8 to 17. And like you were just saying about the north side, like I was on the van this morning and rode past the old Bills. And I'm like, okay, what is going to be done with that building? I know that it would probably need some gutting out and, you know, the floor, this tile, because it was a grocery store. So you can imagine what it might smell like what used to be the meat department. Of course, it would need some remodeling on the inside, some cleaning up, and maybe some new insulation, and, you know, just make it smell and look fresh. Again, but I would love to see that building. You know, you were talking earlier about having somewhere to go. That would be an awesome place for, say, like a Shoney's or some type of family buffet, something for families to go to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awesome parking right there. I mean, it's an ideal.
Well, I will bring that up on my next meeting.
I mean, there's so many people.
It has been talked about. I think there is a proposal for the building, but I'm not familiar what it is, but I think there is a proposal going through that deals with it.
Or even if it was a family fun center, like a lot of people like Dave and Buster's. Okay, a place, you know, we don't have, this is a dry county, so a family fun center on the north side of town would be awesome, you know.
But also, I'm sorry to cut you off. Also, in addition to those, you know, businesses not being brought to the north side, we also see a lot of businesses just being abandoned and that need rehabilitation, because if we did have that clean space and that clean area for new things.
Well, if you just brought back the old Tasty Breeze, I'd be happy. That was the best hamburger in town while it was here.
Where was the Tasty Breeze?
Right at the curve. which is the Little Express store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Tasty Breeze.
Oh, did you say something about fresh fruits and vegetables?
Yes, Frank's on another project to do fresh fruits and vegetables with a community garden. So that's his next.
Well, no, not really. That's more.
That's
Your
different.
former speaker, Councilman Coleman. That's his job.
But I would love to see more. I've had this discussion with other people, and they're quick to say, "Oh, the farmers market. There's a farmers market by ASU Tuesday and Saturday," but our people don't live over there.
No.
They live further, back another way.
Well, this is why it's important to get the North Side organized a bit better, because NJ and I has had the idea of the farmers market on the books for a long time.
Okay.
A very long time. There are several pieces of property on the north side that are city-owned, would be very appropriate for just doing exactly that.
Oh, the city owns.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
As a matter of fact, at one point, when they were talking about doing the Life Center, where the police station was supposed to go,
Okay.
Across from the Islamic Center, we even inquired of the mayor if we could put up a pop-up fresh fruit and vegetable stand
Okay.
there, to start the initial idea of doing a farmer's market there. And he said yes.
Okay.
But then all that changed, too, of course,
Alrighty. Well, we'll definitely have to continue that aspect of the conversation, because I know a lady who I've gotten really close with, Miss Christina Ballard, who works at the downtown.
Very well.
So, I mean, she's very passionate about helping to get fresh fruits and vegetables. I know we're kind of getting off topic. I'm so sorry.
It really
this
is.
involves-
It really, even though it's off topic,
This
it's
involves so
letting
many
everyone on
different
the
ones.
north side saying you're not forgotten.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we're going to try to help you step by step. This is our first project over there, but we're going to include the parents one
Yes,
time for
ma'am.
maybe positive parenting meetings, for whatever it is that excites you, that you feel like you need there to have your voice in Jonesboro. That is the idea, to get your kids excited about it, so they know, hey, what do you want in your neighborhood? And
Yes,
then we can
ma'am.
take that to the city. So all of this stuff that we're talking about really is all for the north side. Just support it.
Everything fits together. That's why we go off on these tangents all
Yeah,
the
you
time.
should,
But
say,
if we
you
get,
should say Frank and I just together.
I don't mean to further
But
get us
if
off
we get
topic.
if we get back to what we're doing about this specific project, what's not identified in any of this is intended to be a first of a series
Okay.
of things like this. Building at each stage, involving the city people, like the city planner and the traffic people, and begin talking to the kids, and eventually to the kids and the parents, as we slowly build up,
And business development.
about
Jonesboro.
how they can work together to improve the north side.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And each way, and we would end, like we were discussing before we went on the air, we could end up with a big pop-up exercise, perhaps on 141, and redesign an entire block for one day.
So how exactly is the project conducted whenever they're building from, 9:30 to 3 p.m.? What exactly will they be doing, and
Well,
how
they're
will
going
they
to
be?
get a bunch of supplies, and it's all going to be put in one location.
Okay.
All the supplies will be in this section. They will be given a 3-foot by 4-foot gridded board,
Okay.
and which defines the scale. There will be a representation of a person at that scale, of a house at that
So
scale.
that person maybe this height
Yeah,
okay.
The average house is going to be developed from a 3-inch square box.
Oh wow.
Some have flat roofs, some have pitched roofs.
Okay.
We're also going to give them 4-inch blocks. So if they want to build something better, they can take a 4-inch block, stack a 3-inch block on top of that, put a cone on top of that like a steeple, and well, you got your church.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to put them into teams.
Okay.
So we're going to have, did we decide 60 kids? Or is
Well, we're hoping on 60. We don't know how many we're going to
and
get
then we'll
quite
break them
yet.
into teams. Because
Okay.
there's going to be some older, some younger.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll try to be fair about that. And then they learn team building also.
Now through this process, because there are some older and some younger, will they also learn a little bit about city government as far as who's the leader, who's next in command? There's
Well, that's what we tend to do with the follow-up units will bring in more and more people to be the mentors of the
There will
group.
be some
As
people
it
there
goes.
from-
At this first one, we would just want to do it as simply as possible for
Okay.
the kids. You
No,
just keep
But it
it
is
nice
cool
and
because the
easy.
mayor will be there.
Well, I mean, not city government as far as City Jonesboro, but you know how when you put people in groups, there's one or two people that are going to naturally kind of be like, I'm the leader of this
Right.
group of projects. So,
If you let them, when we come to how we judge the groups, if you do that, you're going to get downgraded very
Okay.
harshly.
okay, so they have to
Because-
learn how to work together.
Yes,
Yeah.
teamwork
Okay.
is going to be the number one issue on this, how you get demoted.
All right.
Oh goodness, how you get
So
demoted?
anyway, you can see that it's going to take quite a long time to do that.
Yes.
So we're going to take a break in the middle and have a carnival themed, which Chelsea and Dante, who's quad over there, and I are doing. And so they said, "What are you doing with this?" I'm like, "I'm bringing the fun." So the point is, we are going to have some cool stuff like cotton candy, popcorn, different items that are carnival themed in a different area of Parker Park, that they can come and take a break, rest their minds, and have fun. And maybe a few foods that they've never had, you know, that really make it fun. And Chelsea's even going to wear a poodle skirt up
Oh
here.
my goodness.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's
Y'all
going
have
to
to
be
get
fun.
lots of pictures of that.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds
And Dante's quite over there, but we're gonna, I don't know, have him dancing or something. He's gonna be doing something. He's bringing on the fun.
All right.
Well, I've been trying to say
And then they'll go back and finish their projects. But the whole point is they will get a break. They will be fed lunch.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun
Are parents welcome to sit and just on the sidelines and watch?
yeah, we're going to
on the side.
We're gonna put the
Side.
kids in a big circle in the middle.
Okay.
You know, all the ones that are working, and we're gonna keep all the bleachers clear so we can keep parents in, but we can keep them at a distance.
But the cool thing for the parents, so if you're like me, my children are grown, but when they were young, if there was a day I could have the day for myself, I'd drop them off and I would go have a day for myself. Get my hair done, toenails, fingernails, whatever. But so that is the opportunity too for maybe mom and dad or mom or dad just to go and do the chores that they can't do when they have the children. This is a
Okay.
safe place that they can be for all day.
This is where we divert again. I want the parents there.
Okay, so for those parents who are willing to be there, you're welcome, but you have to be like way in the back.
Yeah, you cannot make contact with the kids.
So
during the
And we
micromanaging.
don't want the kids to be distracted. It's
Yes.
all about team building, and so I just feel like maybe if they want to come in at the end and kind of see what they've created,
Okay.
I feel like that's good. But go have a day for yourself and let us, hey, we've got this. Chelsea and Dante and I were bringing on the fun in the middle of the day. Frank's going to be over there telling them how to build. He's got
Well,
other
so
architects and stuff that
There
are
will
going
be
to come
at
and
least two
oversee
other
it.
architects from town that are gonna act as mentors.
So do you need
and
some
other people
volunteers?
know.
My son's not 17 anymore, but he can volunteer.
We would love that. We would love that.
Anybody who wants to come and participate as a volunteer or just a visitor, come.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're looking for kids 8 to 17, and we're looking for volunteers as well. So come out, come help these kids. Like, help them expand their imagination. You know, help them to build a city that they want to live in, or an environment that they would love to live in. And we want to give a shout out to the sponsors, I guess, of this. We have a few moments before our break. Parker Park Community Center, which is on Church Street, New Life Empowerment Development Center on Marshall Street, and AUCC Immigrant Resource Center on Magnolia Road. We'll get more into that. I'm going to get ready for a break here very soon. I don't want to run out of time. But we're going to get more into some more details of this event so you can get your pen and paper ready so you can take notes on the date and time and location. Again, this is My Neighborhood Building Project, brought to you by North Jonesboro Neighborhood Initiative for children ages 8 to 17. So with that, I'm going to stop, and we'll be right back after these announcements.
Okay, and then
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. One of the worst times to deal with a financial issue is while coping with the emotional upheaval that comes with the passing of a loved one. Here's what to consider when planning a funeral. The casket can be the single most expensive item purchased for a funeral, with an average casket costing slightly more than $2,000 and continuing up the scale to as much as $10,000. The Federal Trade Commission's funeral rule requires that before showing you any caskets, the funeral director must provide a list of caskets the company sells with descriptions and prices included. Furthermore, the funeral home cannot refuse or charge you a handling fee for a casket you purchased somewhere else. You may want to consider a prearranged funeral plan where some or all the expenses are paid in advance. It is important that the family be informed if a pre-need funeral plan exists. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
From the KLEK Community Calendar, OESPHA, Eliza Murphy, number 395, presents Fish Fry, Saturday, July 29th, 2017. Plates will include 2 pieces of fish, spaghetti, slaw, bread, and dessert. This will take place from 11 o'clock a.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. at the E. Boone Watson Center, 1005 Logan Avenue in Jonesboro. More information is available at 870-919-6634.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
The number 1.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations. I wish y'all could hear our conversations off the air. Okay, we're not going to get caught up in it. I'm sorry. We're going to get back into our discussion to give you dates and more details about the project. Go ahead.
Okay, so for everyone that wants to volunteer, please contact me, Sherry Pierce, at 870-926-1003 or Chelsea at 870-336-7160. Yes, I need reading glasses. Again, probably your best bet, because I travel some, would be Chelsea at 870-336-7160. You can text or call her. Maybe you have more questions. She would be awesome to ask more questions about the project. Whatever you want to do to help, or and we hope that you get excited about this, because it's not the first. I mean, this is the first of many, and we're so thankful for Frank to saying this should happen in our community, and we need something. So bravo to Frank, and we're super excited about this. You know, let's get Jonesboro growing north. You know, and instead of businesses popping over, which means we're not angry about that, right? We're excited for all the new stuff coming to Jonesboro, but also we want it in our neighborhoods.
Right.
You know,
we want to be able to say that we have something as well, that you don't have to go all the way downtown or, you know, all the way to Stadium Redwood Boulevard to get something to eat.
Well, Redwood,
Absolutely.
yes. But the missing aspect when we talk about city planning too is the development of 141 and the development of the north side will be so important to our current downtown. It will actually bring so much business to the downtown as well as to the neighborhood.
It will.
But nobody seems to realize.
They don't realize it now until I believe it doesn't come until they realize how much money they could have been making in that area.
Absolutely.
So sometimes it's all about the money, but that's so sad when you're incorporating the quality of life of so many people.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Oh, just quickly, because she will be busy, I'd like to give them an alternative number that they
Okay.
want to call, because my phone is generally fairly free during the day. So they can call Chelsea primarily, because that's where the office is.
Okay.
But if she can't get through it there, they can contact me, and I'll take the information or provide them with information.
And what's
So,
your number, Mr.
my
Frank?
number is 501-415-6379.
6379. And I'm putting this information on our Facebook live stream for those who are watching. They can always go back and find that information there. All right, so again, this event is going to be August the 5th at Parker Park Community Center from 9:30 to 3 p.m. Please register your child by July 24th so they'll know how many children are coming and how much material to bring. And so tell us about the other material. You said it was going to be 3 and 4 inch block, or the cube, solid cubes?
They're actually boxes.
Boxes,
But
okay.
they're specific boxes exactly for this. They're not cardboard boxes.
Okay.
They are finished boxes with a nice finish. And the kids will be given the materials to draw doors, windows, paint them any way they want.
Wow.
If you want to do a more fancy roof, there will be little sticks so you can build a wooden roof on the building if you want. There will be extra board materials so the older people can use their scissors.
Okay.
Older people, and add on to the buildings, or if they want to do something like, well, the best I saw was when the kids went to the National in New York City.
Okay.
They do this nationally. And they were from the poorer section of Brooklyn. They didn't have the money like the other groups did. These guys were building out of plexiglass and Lego blocks and that. And this group was just doing cardboard. But they ended up getting selected as the best new coming group they could see. But one of the kids, here's mentions, well, the other aspect of how we're going to try to train them. This isn't just about what you want yourself. This is about what you're going to see for your mother.
Okay.
This is about what you want to see for your father, your uncle, your aunt, your grandfather, your neighbors, your friends, anybody you can think of that you touch. You're working for them as well as for yourself. So his thing was, his grandmother had some physical problems.
Okay.
So he designed a heliport right next to the houses,
Oh,
so
wow.
that his grandmother could get to the hospital quickly. You know,
That is awesome.
Well, one thing I think is important, very important, is to remember that when life knocks us down, which it always does, right? And it seems like, you paid this bill and another bill comes. You got your budget, well, you blew it because your child had to have new sneakers to be on the basketball team, right? You don't want him to feel left out, and we all, give everything to our children, and then try to make a budget with that.
Yes.
So the biggest thing is to remember to dream.
The dream.
Yes.
So I'm a life coach too, so I don't practice that, but I do tell people this: if you're not going to teach your children to dream, who's going to teach them? Okay, because we are one, like it or not. That's why I don't listen to the news or anybody that says everybody should hate, because we are love, and we are one. So here's the deal: you tell them to dream big, and you tell them to put whatever thing that they want in their heart in their neighborhood. So we say it's a city project, but it's really a neighborhood. What do you want in your neighborhood?
Amen.
If you had anything you wanted in your neighborhood, and honey, I want you to dream big. What is that dream?
That is awesome.
Creating
And
your
that
own
is true, and that is how this is set up. This is strictly an NJNI thing, which is now separate from the city in reality.
That is
Even though they're
wonderful.
still located downtown, they don't have the same relationship, but the city is still fully supporting everything we do.
That is wonderful. We can't thank you all enough for coming and sharing this information.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone out there for tuning in to Community Conversations today. We could go on and on and on, and I'm sure our off-air conversation is going to be even more lively. So thank you, Ms. Sherry, Mr. Frank, for coming. Thank you to NJNI. And Dante, he's sitting quietly back there.
And thank you to Emma Agnew, who brought us all together.
Yes.
Thank
Mama
you, Miss Emma.
We cannot. So hope everyone has a very blessed and happy Friday. Tune back in on Monday. We'll be back.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints